Lakshmi madam, have you joined?
Yes, sir, I'm there.
Good morning, madam. Madam, in a minute we'll start. Participants are just joining because I had to change the connection to another one. I was just having problem with connection, so participants are just able to join.
Okay, sir. Sir, my class is at 10:55.
Yeah, madam, you can stop it at 10:30 or 10:45 when you.
I'll continue till 10:50, sir. 5 minutes
No,
before I will
no,
do.
no, madam. Just comfortably, you just. I think you have one more session, madam. I think.
Saturday, anyway, Saturday, I can spend as much time as required.
Yes, Saturday is there. Okay, Saturday. So you have one more session. So you can
Yes.
accordingly. Yeah. So, good morning, all of you. I think we have the session starting early today because of you know the those people attending today have other assignments at their institute also. So we'll be starting the session. So Madam has already joined. I think Madam has also shared a worksheet with you yesterday. I put it in the group. It will be really good if you could go through that and attempt to find your market outlook or perspective, and then try to discuss the payoff. So that will be a very good exercise. It could give you much more understanding than you read a textbook. So it is in Excel, it is easier also. So I hope most of you would have attempted that. Otherwise, please attempt it and make yourself comfortable with that. So Madam will be continuing with strategies and payoffs. And after that, today we have another one session by Manu Melvin Joy. It is into gamification. This is as part of a mandatory session in ACT that we should have one session in soft skills. So we thought that of a contemporary concept where you usually with teacher, I mean in classrooms as well as in corporates for different decide changes. Gamifications are now widely adopted. So we have Manu Melvin, who is the expert in gamification. He's also a consultant with many companies for gamification. So he'll be handling a session at 11:30 to 1:30, and after that we'll have the session at 2:30 on option prop. So that is a schedule for the day. I hope participants would be joining shortly. So Madam will be starting now. I think most of the participants would have been still taking that, assuming that session is at 10 o'clock. But I have mentioned today we'll be starting at 9 o'clock. I put the message in the group also. So shortly participants will be joining to it, I hope. Lakshmi Madam, I think you can just start off and in another 5 minutes, most of them will be joining.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you and good morning, all participants. Please have a nice good morning, Madam. Thank you.
Yeah. Good morning to all participants.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Lakshmi, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am. Yesterday, shall we start where we have stopped yesterday? From there, we will start discussing. And we have started with, I just share my screen. Sir, you have to enable the share screening, sir, for me. Rakesh, sir? Rakesh, sir?
Yes, Madam.
Share screening is disabled for me, sir.
1 second. Just look at. Yeah, now it has been done.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It has come. I hope everyone can see my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So now we start understanding this strategy because we have discussed yesterday up to payoffs. We started with long straddle strategy. In long straddle, what is that we are doing? What is our viewpoint in long straddle?
Lakshmi Madam, I have made you also the co-host. So if at all you need to mute any unknowingly people who have put the mic, you can do it. Because for half an hour I have a meeting, so I made you the co-host. So I can exercise all the controls in the. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. What is the viewpoint of going for long straddle strategy? We called it long straddle strategy. So when will we go for long straddle strategy?
When we expect huge volatility either on the upside or downside.
There should be huge volatility. It is not moderate change in the price. We are expecting huge volatility in the market, either upside or downside. But are we sure about which direction is it? We are not sure about the direction.
No, ma'am.
We are not sure about the direction. So it is better to go for both call as well as put, since we are not sure about the direction. So, but we are taking in 1:1 ratio because we are expecting 50-50 chances. And strike price will remain the same for both call and put options, and expiry also will remain the same. So based on this, we have developed a payoff yesterday. So after developing payoff, what is our understanding from this payoff? That we'll try to look at now. What we are doing is on x-axis we have taken spot price and maturity, and y-axis we have taken payoff. So can you please try to summarize the following points? First viewpoint we have already discussed. That is, use volatility is expected in either direction. In either direction, but no clarity which direction is it. Okay. So then we will go for this type of strategy. Then in this strategy, what is the maximum gain that we are enjoying? If the market significantly comes down, are you into profitable zone or loss zone? We can check both payoff as well as this particular diagram. In this diagram, if the market is going down and down, are we above the x-axis or below the x-axis?
Above the x-axis.
We are above the
Below
x-axis.
the
It means to say we are in profitable zone. Similarly, when the market goes down significantly, goes up significantly, then also we are into profit zone. So left hand side, which option is working? Put option is working. Right hand side, which option is working? Call option.
Call option.
है ना? So as a result, we can say that there is use volatility, but there is no clarity in direction. In any direction, you are into comfortable zone. That is why this long straddle strategy is also called market neutral strategy. Why do we call it as market neutral strategy? Because let the stock price move in any direction, we are into profit zone. That is why it is called market neutral strategy. So what is the maximum gain that we can expect from this strategy in either direction? Is there any limit for profitable movement in either up or down?
No, ma'am.
Unlimited. So what we can say here, maximum gain is unlimited. What about maximum loss?
Unlimited.
Unlimited maximum gain. Maximum loss. How much did you invest in the beginning? What is the cost of our strategy? 310 rupees. So what is our maximum loss? If you look at net payoff carefully, what is our maximum loss?
310.
Where do you experience that maximum loss? At what spot price and maturity can we experience that maximum loss?
Strike price.
That is the strike price. So what do we understand from this? When does maximum loss take place? That is at here, at this level. If we look at the diagram, it is at 310 and the strike price at that level is 17,500. It means to say maximum loss is limited to cost of strategy. And another important thing is that when do you experience this maximum loss? At the strike price. At the strike price, in the sense, what do we understand? If at all the market price and maturity remains at the current level, what is the current market price? Close to 17,500. Am I correct? Yesterday when we have taken the prices, current market price is close to 17,500. It means to say whatever 17,450, sorry, 17,450. So whatever strike price we have at whatever strike price we have taken position, if the market price even on September 30th remains at that level, then we have to experience maximum loss. Otherwise, why do we experience maximum loss? Because there is no movement in the market. What is our expectation? Our expectation is there will be huge volatility in the market. But finally, if at all there is no movement at all, almost market is stable at the current level even after 15 days. It means to say we are exposed to maximum loss. But anyway, that maximum loss is limited to cost of strategy. That is, so this maximum loss happens or occurs when spot price and maturity remains stable at strike price. Is it okay? It occurs when the spot price and maturity remains stable at strike price. It means to say if market moves against our expectation. If it goes as per our expectations, there should be huge volatility, because our designing of this strategy is meant for huge volatile market. But finally, what happened? Market has not been volatile; it has been stable. Under such cases, if it remains stable, we are exposed to losses. So that happens when the spot price and maturity remains stable at the strike price. That is fine. Next, what else other observations we can make? How many break-even points are possible here? One is when we are moving from last profit zone to loss zone, and second one is when we are moving from loss zone to profit zone. How many break-even points are there? How many times this line has crossed the x-axis? Intersected x-axis 2 times. So how many break-even points are there here? First break-even point, lower side, that we call it as lower break-even point. Lower break-even point and upper break-even point. So where is the lower break-even point here? Can you recognize it? Lower break-even point is? Can you think of it here?
17,100.
40. 17,140.
17,140. We will see that. 17. I'm putting another line, 17,140. So it is lower break-even point. So from this, what do we understand? For this, we have identified it as 17,140. But if you have to generalize lower break-even point, how will we generalize it? What is the cost of our strategy? Cost of our strategy is 310. Cost of our strategy is 310. Current market price, sorry, strike price at which we have taken position is 17,450. If you take the difference between these two, what is happening? This minus this. It is 17,140. Is it not the break-even point that we have identified now?
No.
It means to say lower break-even point is equivalent to what? Strike price minus cost of strategy. Lower break-even point is strike price minus cost of strategy. Then you can easily relate now. What can be the upper break-even point? What can be the upper break-even point? Just look at here. It is the line where we have upper break-even point. What can be the value here?
Price plus
17,000.
17,760.
760. So from this, what do we understand? How do you arrive at upper break-even point?
strike price plus cost of strategy.
Exactly. Very good. Strike price plus cost of strategy. So upper break-even point is strike price plus cost of strategy. So from this, what we understand from this strategy, as long as you are in between two ranges, what are those two ranges? From here to this range. From here to this range, if you carefully see, and that is from 17,400, whatever is the strike price that we have identified. And this is lower BEP. So this is one range, and from strike price towards upper side, that is upper break-even point. When we see upper break-even point, it is upper break-even point. If you see this range, this entire range, are you into profitable zone or loss zone? We are into loss.
Also,
What does it mean? What do we understand from this? If the market is between two prices are nothing but strike price plus or minus cost of strategy. Minus means lower break-even point, plus means higher break-even point. So strike price plus or minus. So whatever price you have paid to purchase this particular strategy, until that price is recovered from the strike price in any direction, you are into loss zone. So for your strategy to be profitable, whatever strategy you have designed, for that strategy to be profitable, price movements is required to what extent? Either price should go below 17,450 or should go above 17,760. It means strike price plus or minus cost of strategy. That should be the movement, at least. If there is no such big movement in the price, if there is no such movement in the price, will this strategy be useful for us? Strategy is of no use. This strategy is of no use. So from this, what we can understand is, for this strategy to work, there is huge movement in the market that is required. That is what is more important thing we need to look at when we design this strategy. Is it clear, or any questions? Any questions in this regard?
No, ma'am, it's clear.
Is clear? I hope, is everyone okay with this? Can I proceed with the next strategy?
Yes, ma'am.
If I ask you another important question, maybe incidentally, if at all you feel that your expectation or your viewpoint is that market will remain stable, there won't be any fluctuations in the market. It is range bound market. Range bound means, generally when we look at the charts in technical analysis, we see lower break-even point and upper break-even point. I mean to say, lower break-even point is, we are calling it as 17,140, and upper one is 17,760. So if the price is between these two ranges, then we call it as support line and resistance line. Does anyone have idea about resistance line and support line? If anyone is there, please, those who are traders in the market regularly, can you please throw some light on this?
Resistance line is somewhat up above the current market price, up to which a stock is expected to go, and support line is the baseline below the current market price, where there is bounce back expected from that.
Exactly. Here, basically at support line, what happens is, if you expect that the market would be range bound between these two lines, and unless there's some event that takes place, generally for some time, market may move only between these two lines. If any point of time the price is about to go down below support line, then what happens is, because of buying pressure, again it may move towards upward. But when it is resistance line, then when the price is about to go above 17,760, because of the selling pressure, then what happens is, the price may go down and may move towards the downtrend. So that way what happens is, it may happen quite for some time, but until it doesn't happen in the long run, we can observe support and resistance lines over a period of time for some time. In this case, if you feel that the market price will be between these two price ranges only, it will be range bound market will be relatively stable, it will not move significantly, then what type of strategy you can think of? Are you clear about my question? If you are expecting that the market will be between 17,140 and 17,760, presuming that these two are support and resistance lines, and there won't be any significant movement beyond these points in any direction, either upward or downward, then what do you need to do? What combinations you will look at in options?
Short position.
Short position in call as well as short position in put. So when you go for short position in call and short position in put, what can be the name of that strategy?
Short
straddle.
Short straddle strategy. So when you go for short straddle strategy, earlier you have paid premium 160 and 150 for both call and put options. Now what do you need to do? Will you pay the premium or will you receive the premium?
Receive premium.
You will receive the premium. When you receive the premium, let us try to look at how payoff looks like now. So short straddle is short call and short put. What is the name of short call here? Sorry, what is the price of short call? 160 and it is 150, and strike price is 17,450. This is what is that. So what strategy we are looking at? Short straddle. Short straddle means short call plus short put. In what ratio we are taking? if you are buying one call option, sorry, if you are selling one call option, we are selling one put option. So in 1:1 ratio. At what strike price? Is strike price same or are we seeing different strike prices?
Same.
At the same strike price. And what is the maturity? Same maturity
Same much.
for same
Same.
maturity. Same maturity. This is what we are trying to understand. So do we get inflow from this strategy? So inflow from this strategy is how much?
Premium.
Summation of both the premiums. So it is written. Now, if we assume different spot prices on maturity, let us take different prices on maturity. If you look at different prices on maturity, I'm just taking the values from here prices, then we'll start working on that accordingly. So different prices on maturity are like this. Now, spot price on maturity, whenever you see short position in call option. Yesterday, we had a discussion on this. What is the payoff for short position and call option? Payoff for short position in call option. Short call, last payoff.
Premium.
Short call, last payoff is, what is the payoff? We had discussed yesterday. Even I shared in the material yesterday in the Excel sheet.
Minimum of strike price and
Minimum of strike price minus spot price and maturity are 0. I know. Am I correct?
yes.
So minimum of strike price and spot price and maturity are 0. This is what it is. So minimum, it is simple logic. There is no need to think much about it. Whenever it is short, we have obligation. Whenever we have obligation, our payoff is also minimum. We don't get maximum payoff. We get only minimum payoff. So minimum of strike price. Strike price is 17,450 minus spot price, comma 0. So strike price is 17,450. Stock price, comma 0. So what will be the next value at 16,500? What will be the payoff?
Zero, ma'am. Zero.
It is 0. The logic behind that is what? What is the logic behind you are getting 0 payoff? Whenever market price of the asset is 16,500, as a short position holder, what is your role here? Do you have right or obligation?
Obligation.
Obligation to do what?
To sell.
To sell what? Underlying asset. So whenever you have an obligation to sell underlying asset, will the buyer exercise the option at this level? If when it is not favorable to you? Because he will not be ready to buy at 17,450 when the market price is 16,450. So whenever buyer does not exercise, what will happen to your payoff? Your payoff is also 0. That continues up to 17,450. But now you look at this level, 17,500. In 17,500, buyer will exercise the option. Whenever buyer says that I want to buy, at what price he wants to buy? At strike. What is the strike? What is the strike price? 17,450. Now you try to interpret. You are a seller here. You are not the buyer. But you should go by what buyer says. So because of that reason, from your point of view, if you see, why are we, how much payoff we should get here?
Maybe loss.
We are getting loss. But how much is it?
50.
50. What is the logic behind?
Because he will.
Yes, sir.
He will exercise the contract because option contract is more favorable compared to the market.
It is favorable to the buyer.
Yeah.
It is favorable for the buyer. But from the seller point of view, now we are looking at the seller. So from the seller point of view, what do we understand? The seller has an obligation to sell at 17,450 only. But the price of the same asset in the market is at what level? 17,500. So he is ending up selling at lower price than what it deserves for. So as a result, what is happening?
50 loss.
He is into loss. So that is the logic behind. From now onwards, we can understand that he is selling at the lower price than what it should be sold. As a result, he is into loss zone. That is the payoff of short call position. Now, what about short put position? How do we interpret? What is the payoff of short put position? Gross payoff of short put position. Simple logic, as I told you, whenever short, you start with minimum. Blindly, you start with minimum.
ST minus K, minimum of ST minus K.
ST minus K, comma, 0. Because simple, whenever call position is K minus ST, put position will be ST minus K. As simple as that. Now, you tell me, what is the payoff in first case? How do you interpret his role? Short put means, what is his role?
He has to sell.
He has to short put. Underlying asset may his role. Yesterday we discussed it. In summary, I have written. Short put means when it comes to underlying asset, what is his role? He is buying.
Buying.
So whenever it is short, what does it mean? He has an obligation to buy underlying asset. So at what price he has to buy the underlying asset? 17,450. But what is the current market price? 16,450. You tell me, will his counterparty, it means to say his buyer, be ready to exercise the put option?
Then last 1,000 rupees loss will be there.
For him, for whom 1,000 rupees is loss? For this seller.
Yeah.
So seller of the option. So it means to say, why are we saying that he has to incur loss? Because he has an obligation to buy at what price? 17,450.
450.
But the actual price of the same asset in the market is just
16,450.
the asset worth of 16,450 is being bought. Yeah, 17,450. As a result, he is into losses. So minimum strike price minus spot price are 0. Sorry. Minimum now, spot price minus strike price. So we have got output like this. Now what is the gross payoff? Gross payoff is total gross payoff, I mean to say, for both the strategies. Total gross payoff is summation of these two. Now what will be the net payoff?
Add premium.
Are we receiving the premium or are we paying the premium?
Receiving.
We are receiving the premium. So this gross payoff
Plus premium.
plus premium. I know. So to that extent, our loss will come down. 1,000 rupees loss will come down to 690 because we have received a premium of 310. So if you look at this strategy, now let us try to understand or interpret this strategy. Can you guess what can be the shape of the payoff diagram? What can be the shape of payoff diagram?
Reverse of V.
Reverse of V. It looks like inverse V. I know. So, but inverse V means how do we interpret it? That we will see now. Here, I'm just putting in the form of a diagram. Short straddle. This is inverse V. Now, what is our interpretation? One by one, we start interpreting it. It is not very different from long straddle, but what we can say is when it comes to viewpoint, what is our viewpoint here? When do we go for this strategy? When do we go for this strategy? Hello?
And the market movement is range bound.
Market is range bound. It means range bound market are relatively
Stable market.
stable market. Probably the market will be only between support and resistance lines. After viewpoint, what can be the maximum gain? What can be the maximum gain that we can enjoy? You see here in the diagram also, then we will go to next level. See here, at what price on maturity you are able to enjoy maximum gain? Yet
Strike price.
strike price. So if you look at the payoff diagram, table also, maximum gain is possible at 310. It is happening when 17,450. So now from this, what is our interpretation? We infer the results here.
Gain is limited to the premium received.
Gain is limited to premium received, and in addition to that, at what price level we enjoy that gain, maximum gain?
Strike price.
That is strike price, in the sense we have taken position at this strike price, which is close to market price at a particular point of time. So here maximum gain is limited to inflow from strategy, that is premium received. That is premium received. In addition to that, what we can say, it occurs. When do you get maximum profit? When the spot price and maturity is
To strike price.
at the strike price. It means there is no movement in the market. The market is highly stable. Then you will enjoy this maximum gain. When is maximum loss? Short position means simple logic. Obligation.
Unlimited.
Maximum loss is unlimited in any direction. It may, if market goes up significantly or if market goes down significantly, in any case, you are below the x-axis. You can look at it by looking at the diagram also and by looking at the table also. Beyond this support and resistance line, support is 7,010 or somewhere, and so resistance is 17,760 something. So whenever you are above or below these points, you are into loss zone, because the designing of your strategy is such that it is meant for range bound market, not for highly volatile market. So my maximum loss is unlimited in any direction. Next, what is lower BEP? Lower BEP and upper BEP, will there be any change in those values? Lower BEP is 17,140. Upper BEP is 17,760. So what does it mean? Lower BEP and upper BEP is same for long position and short positions. But what is the only difference? Well, wherever BEPs are same, but what is the only difference between long and short positions? In long position, at lower BEP, trader is moving from which phase to which phase, which zone to which zone? At lower BEP, is he shifting from profit zone to loss zone or loss zone to profit zone? At lower BEP.
Last zone to profit zone.
At higher BEP? At higher BEP, he shifts.
Profit to loss.
At lower BEP, he is shifting from profit zone to loss zone. At higher BEP, he is shifting from loss zone to profit zone. But in short straddle, what happens? In short straddle, what is happening? Contrary to that, because it is reverse or inverse V shape, yet lower BEP is shifting from which zone to which zone? Which zone to which zone? Here. He shifting
Profit zone to loss zone.
Profit to loss.
Yeah. Profit to- Here is shifting in long position, shifting from profit to loss zone, and in this case, loss to profit. Okay, loss to profit zone. But when it comes to short straddle, what happens? These are reversed. Break-even points are same, but the positions are reversed. Lower BEP may what he will do? Shifting from loss zone to profit zone, upper BEP may profit zone to loss zone. That is what we need to see. So, but finally, BEPs are same both for both. For first lower BEP is strike price minus cost of strategy. For upper BEP, strike price plus cost of strategy. Instead of calling cost of strategy, we are calling it as only inflow or outflow from the strategy. That's all. Here, because he's the seller. Inflow from strategy and a cost, instead of saying cost of strategy, inflow from strategy. That is what we are showing the difference here. That is higher BEP. So this is meant for what? Whenever we expect range bound market. If the market doesn't move at all, you are enjoying maximum profit. If the it moves significantly, you are into loss zone, contrary to what we have seen in long straddle. Is it okay? Can we proceed further? Are any questions in short straddle? Shall we proceed?
Ma'am, please explain lower and upper BP.
Lower and upper BEP. Here lower BEP is what, ma'am? Here 17,140.
Yes, ma'am.
When it is 17,140, how did we get it? Our strike price is 17,450. I know 17,450 minus inflow from the strategy. Inflow is 310. So 17,450 minus 310. How much we are getting? 17,140. That is what is lower BEP. It means to say, similarly, upper BEP means 17,450 plus inflow from the strategy. It means to say, as long as the market is between strike price plus or minus cost inflow from the strategy, we are into profitable zone. When the market moves beyond that level, what happens is we are into loss zone. So lower BEP and upper BEP are same for long straddle and short straddle. There is no difference. But only the difference is that whenever we are between these two BEP levels, if it is short straddle, we are into profit zone. If it is long straddle, we are into loss zone. Except that both are same. And another thing, if you look at this, for long straddle, the shape is inverse V. When it is inverse V, what happens? How do we interpret the break-even points? In this case, at lower break-even point, we are moving from below x-axis to above x-axis. It means to say we are moving from loss zone to profit zone. At upper break-even point, we are moving from above x-axis to below x-axis. It means loss profit zone to loss zone. But in case of long straddle, opposite happens. At lower break-even point, we move from profit to loss. At upper break-even point, we move from loss. That is the very difference between these two. Is it clear, ma'am? Any further clarification required?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Now it's clear.
Okay. Next strategy I would like to give you is that I just want to know from you, all of you are most of you are traders also. In fact, I want to have more insights now. Say for example, here if you go for long straddle, what is our viewpoint in long straddle? Huge volatility can be there in the market. Under such cases, what strategy I need to go for? I have looked at long straddle, but it is costing me how much rupees per unit? 310. But in reality, when you cannot buy one unit, you have to buy in lot size. What is the lot size of Nifty 50 as of now?
Same.
How much?
50.
50
units.
When lot size is 50, how much amount you have to pay to buy one contract of Nifty?
15 to 310.
If you have to buy 50 into
310.
this 310, right? 50 into 310, you have to pay how much amount here? Almost for each strategy, for each contract, you have to pay 15,500. It's not a small amount. So what I want to do is, I want to reduce the cost of my strategy. I don't want to pay such a big amount. I want to little bit reduce cost of my strategy. So my next objective is what? My next objective is, I'm expecting huge volatility from the market. I'm expecting huge volatility from the market. What is my viewpoint here? Viewpoint is, I'm expecting huge volatility from the market. But as usual, as we have done in case of long strategy, no clarity about the direction, which direction it moves are not clear. Then huge volatility is expected, but no clarity about the direction. At the same time, I want to reduce the cost of my strategy. So how do I do it? I don't want to spend, say for example, around 310 rupees. I want to little bit reduce it. So how can I do that? Can anyone give a thought on this? What is the way that I can reduce the cost? How can I reduce the cost? Any idea? Hello? What is the way? I hope I am audible.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the way that we can reduce the cost? I don't want to spend that much money. So for that reason, I just want to take you to NFC website. Just let us see. Please let me know whether you can see this screen. I'm just sharing the screen. Is it clear? I hope you are able to see the screen.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now you see what is the current market price of Nifty 50 as of now, 17,515. It is actually yesterday's price. I have not yet refreshed the page. You see 17,515 on September 15th at 3:30, at the time when the market was closed, 17,515. So here, if you look at carefully, strike price, left side to the strike price, you can see calls, right side to the strike price, you can see puts. I hope everyone is able to see that. If it is the case, you carefully look at, whenever strike price is becoming 12,000 to 12,500 or 13,000, 13,500, what is happening to call option price? You look at last traded price of call option. What is happening to call option?
Decreasing.
It is
Decrease.
similarly, if you see towards the end, it is further decreasing. You see at the strike price of 10,500 at 11,000, what is the price of call option? How much is it costing?
6,710.
710, around 6,000 rupees. I am almost close to 7,000. But if your strike price increases and reaches to 18,900, what is the price of call option?
3.7.
3 rupees, 3 to 4 rupees. So you can see the difference in the prices. Where is 6,000 to 7,000? Where is 3 rupees to 4 rupees? It means to say call option price, one of the factors that determine the call option price is what? Strike price. What is the relationship you can see between strike price and call price?
Inversely related.
Inverse relationship. Why such inverse relationship is there? What is the logic behind? Why inverse relationship? Why not positive relationship?
Because the above calls are already in the money.
Above in the money. In the money in the sense?
Already in the profitable zone.
It is in the profitable zone. So simple way to understand is maximum of S minus K comma 0. Whenever K is becoming lesser and lesser, our payoff will become more and more because we are in the money. In the money, as you rightly said, whenever we are into profitable zone, we are in the money. So in the money options are little more expensive. So, but when we move towards above the strike price, what is happening here? 17,800 at that level, price of the option is only 56 rupees, 57 rupees as such. This type of options are called, if you have to exercise the option immediately, what would be your payoff? It will be 0. So such type of options are called
Out of the money.
out of the money options. So out of the money options. So what we understand is in the money options are costlier, and out of the money options are expensive. This is what we have seen from call option point of view. What we have observed is, see, if in the website also, I'll come to that point. Now you come back and look at put prices. When you look at strike price and put price, what is the relationship that you can see? When strike price is on higher side, what is happening to put option price? When strike price is increasing, put option price is last traded price.
Increasing.
It is also increasing. It means to say what type of relationship you can see?
Direct relay.
Direct relationship. So the higher the strike price, the more you are into profitable zone, because you have a right to sell at higher price. I know. So you are into profitable zone. When you are into profitable zone, put option is in the money. When do you say that put option is in the money? When do you say that put option is in the money? When the spot strike price is above the current market price, we say put option is in the money. I hope it is clear. If someone is new to this, if those who are trading on regular basis and who are teaching, it must not be difficult. But those who are teaching, I'm just taking some more time to make it clear. Here, let us see. Here, here. Let us say what is the payoff for long call position. Long call position payoff is maximum of ST minus K comma 0. I know. So it is the case. Now this equation itself will tell us the relationship between strike price and call price. What type of relationship you can see? What is the symbol that is there before K?
Spot price, strike price.
Relationship between symbol that is there before strike price is what?
Minus.
That itself tells us that there is a negative relationship between call option price and strike price, because they are negatively related. The higher the call price, the lower will be the payoff. But when it comes to long put, what is the payoff? What is the payoff for long put?
Minimum of
Long
Maximum of
blindly
K
maximum.
minus ST.
Maximum of K. Long means blindly as maximum. K minus ST. Now you see what is the relationship between K and payoff. What is the symbol before K, plus or minus?
Plus.
It indicates what relationship is there between
Positive relation.
positive relationship is there. To understand it in a better way, we will do small thing here. I'm taking strike price. Say at the strike price of say 17,500 and spot price of 17,600. Now you see what is the call payoff? What is the call payoff here?
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Actually, I am joining now. Please,
Hello.
And minus 100.
Actually, ma'am, I have joined now.
Okay,
Which
sir.
I want to repeat again.
You want me to repeat
Yes,
this
yes.
one?
Yes,
Okay, sir. Okay.
the
In
positive
fact,
and negative.
positive and negative. Yeah. Here, long call position payoff is what, sir? Maximum of ST minus K at 0. That we have discussed yesterday. So
Yes,
what is the symbol before K?
Minus. Minus.
When it is minus, what do we understand? What is the relationship between call option payoff and strike price?
Okay. Negative.
Negative relation. That we are trying to see with an example now. Say, for
Right.
example, at the strike price of 17,000, first of all, let us see call option. At the strike price of 17,500, spot price of 17,600. Maximum of spot is 17,600, strike is 17,500. What is the payoff here?
Minus 100.
Maximum
100.
means there is no question of minus at gross level. Maximum is
100 comma 0.
100 or comma 0. That is 100.
0.
Maximum of 100 and comma 0. It means
Okay. 100.
is 100. I know. So similarly, if you come here I'm taking another strike price. Max, I'm taking strike price of say now at this strike price of 17,400. If I'm taking 17,400 strike price, what is the payoff?
Zero.
Maximum of 17,400 minus 17,400.
Okay.
So maximum of 200 comma 0.
Is it strike price or spot price? That's 17,400.
I have written here na, at this strike. I'm changing because we are trying to understand the relationship between call and strike only as of now.
Then it should be 17,400 minus 17,600.
Call option, sir. Call option.
Okay.
Spot price minus strike price. ST means spot price on maturity. Spot price on minus strike.
Okay. 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 Okay.
This is stock minus strike. So spot is 17,600, let us say, and strike is 17,500. So payoff is how much? 100 in first case. In second case, how much is the payoff? Spot is
200.
200. So from this, what we understand, when I took this strike price of 17,500, what is my payoff? 100. When I took the lower strike price of 17,400, my payoff is at higher level, that is 200. So from this, what do we understand? What is the relationship between strike price and call option payoff?
Inverse relation.
That is what we are trying to look at here. Is it okay up to this extent to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now let us come to put option. In put option, what I'm doing is, let us take the strike price. Let us take the strike price of 17,000, say 900. So what is the put option payoff? Maximum of 17,900, that is K minus spot price is 17,600. So what is the payoff here? How much?
300.
300 is the payoff. If I take the strike price at say 17,800, what will be the payoff?
Then 200.
200.
So what is the relationship that you can see between strike price and put option price?
Positive.
Positive
Positive relationship. So that is why we can say there is a positive relationship between strike price and the put option price. So from this, one thing what we understood is, it is easy to remember in a better way. Whatever is the symbol that you can see in the payoff equation before strike price, based on that symbol itself, we can simply say the type of relationship. Since there is positive symbol before K for long put position, we say positive payoff. If there is any negative symbol is there for long call position, we say it is negative relationship. That is as simple as possible. Now you try to tell me one more thing. Here, I'll give you another strike price here for call option. I'm trying to give you another strike price for call option. At this strike price of same 17,700. What is the payoff here? Call option.
0.
Call option.
Zero. Zero.
Exactly. Zero. It means to say, do you have positive payoff or do you have zero payoff here?
Zero.
You have zero payoff. You have zero payoff. What does it mean? When you have zero payoff, we say that we are in out of the money. Understand? When you have zero payoff, we say we are out of the money. When we have positive payoff, we say we are.
Ma'am, it is 17,600 minus 17,700.
Yes, yes. 100. Yeah, 100. Even then it is 0. Yes, sir. Good. Thank you. So now in first case, we are out of the money. In the second case, we are in the money. Now if you summarize, when call option is in the money, when call option is out of the money, how do you summarize it?
When the strike price is more than the spot price, it is out of the money.
Call is out of the money. First we start with in the money, out of the money, and at the money. Right? Call is in the money. When are you getting positive payoff? Whenever
When strike is less than
Strike price is
it means to say when spot is greater than
greater than strike,
Strike price.
Out of the money when spot is
Less than
less
strike.
than strike,
strike. At the money.
Equal.
is equal.
Okay. So which is expensive? If you see the price, which is expensive, we have seen on NSE website.
Out of the,
In the money, when you are in the money,
yeah, it is a call, correct.
when
Yes.
you are in the money, it is expensive. You don't pay more price for the money options because it is not profitable for you to execute it immediately. I know. So in the money options are expensive. These are expensive. What is cheaper? Out of the money options are
Hello,
cheaper, relatively cheaper. Now let us come to the option. In
ma'am,
case of-
please mute all the participants. There is disturbance in the background.
Okay, sir, I'll see that. I think it is correct. Somebody has muted. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Now, when it comes to put option, just I'm giving you another payoff. Just look at it and tell me at the strike price of say 17,500. If you go by maximum of K minus ST, K is 17,500, ST is 17,600 or 0. What is your payoff here?
0.
It means to say, when is put option? Can I say whenever you have positive payoff, we are in the money? Whenever we have 0 payoff, we are
Out of the money.
out of it. Now you tell me, in case of put option, when we are in the money, when we are out of the money.
Opposite of call.
It means when spot is less than strike, put option is in the money. When spot is greater than strike, put option is out of the money. When both are equal, it is at the money. Is it okay now? I hope it is clear to everyone. Any
Yes.
questions anywhere?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, I have a question that when it is out of the money, that is strike price is greater than spot price, then the maximum is 0. But in the case of at the money, then maximum is also 0.
Then also it is 0. See, strike price of 17,600. Because that is at the money option. Hai na? Spot price is equal to strike price. So maximum of 17,600 is strike price. 17,600 is spot price. 0. Now you tell me what is the maximum of 0, 0. How much is the payoff?
0.
Hai na? Here also it is 0. Same logic is applicable to even call option. Strike price of 17,600. Maximum of spot price is 17,600. Strike price is also 17,600. As a result, payoff is 0. Okay, sir?
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Now you tell me, I'm coming back to our strategy that we discussed earlier. In case of long straddle, I'm shelling out more amount of money. So now I don't want to go for long straddle because it is quite expensive. So what I decided is I want to go for a strategy which reduces my cost of this strategy. So if I want to reduce my cost, what should I do? Should I look at expensive options or should I look at cheaper options?
Cheaper option.
Cheaper option. In this cheaper options means what type of options I should look at? In the money or out of the money?
Out of the money.
Out of the money. When I go for out of the money options, I'm just taking you back to, you tell me, you just keep in your mind, when is call is out of the money?
Spot is less than strike.
Strike. When is put out of the money?
Spot is
Spot
more
is
than
greater
strike.
than strike.
Greater than. Okay, now I'm taking you to NSE website. Just you look at it. Here, I hope you are able to see the screen.
Yes,
And-
ma'am.
Yeah. What is the current market price? That is spot price 17,590. Okay, so these strikes which are below the 17,519 up to say 17,500. You see all these call options 17,500 and below that. All these call options, are they in the money or out of the money?
In the money.
Their strike price is less than spot price.
Spot price.
So it is in the money
In
for
the money.
call. in the money for call. Left hand side, whatever you can see, which is highlighted in gray color, we say it is in the money. Now you come to right hand side. Here what is there? Put option. When put option, strike price is less than spot price. Is it in the money or out of the money put option?
Out of the
Out of the money. So that is highlighted in white color. Okay. Now if you move downwards, if you go this way, from this point onwards, if you see call option, it is highlighted in white color. Put option is highlighted in gray color. What does it mean? Put option has become in the money and call option has become out of the. So from this, what we understand, first point is that whenever call option is in the money, put option is out of the money and vice versa at the same strike price. Am I correct or not? At 76, let us take 17,400. At this strike price, call option is, what is the nature of call option? What is the nature of put option? Which is
Call option is in the money and put option is out of the money.
call is in the money, put is out of the money. At 17,900, call is
Out of the money and put
is in the money. Good. Now, if I want to reduce my cost, I should go for out of the money. Okay. Then we will identify the stocks which are giving me out of the money. Now let us say when I took the position at 17,450, as per yesterday's price, I have incurred 310 rupees. Even today also approximately same price. So what I want to do is, I don't want to take position at 17,450. For call option, I want to go for out of the money. So let us say if I go for 17,550, what is the price of call option at 17,550? Last trade
149.
149. 149 means approximately 150 rupees. Let us take round figure, 150 rupees. So I am taking position for call option, which is out of the money at 17,450. But if I take the position at 17,450, as I did yesterday, what is the price of call option?
206.
So am I able to reduce my cost for call option as of now?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm able to reduce. Now, another point. Let us come to put option. For put option, what is out of the money? 17,450. It is costing how much? Approximately 120. So what I'm doing is I'm taking at two different strike prices. Call option is 17,500. Put option is at 17,450. Sorry, call option 17,550. Put option for 17,450. What is the price of the call? Approximately 150. Price of the put is 120. So what is the cost of my strategy now?
270.
Is 270. Is it less than whatever we paid yesterday? Yesterday, how much did we pay for long call position?
310, ma'am.
310. So are we able to reduce the cost here to
Yes,
say
yes.
270? Yes. How are we able to reduce the cost? By taking positions at the out of the money options. So long strangle strategy is what? Long straddle strategy is, we can understand it this way. First point is here long call, long OTM call, out of the money call, plus long OTM put, out of the money put. Whenever you are taking out of the money differently for both the positions, then can you take at the same strike price? Will it be possible to take at the same strike price? Can be in
No,
case
ma'am.
long straddle strike price system. Here we cannot take because strike price will be different for both call and put. The reason behind is that whenever call is in the money, put is out of the money and vice versa. Because of that, if you want both to be out of the money, then taking at the same strike price is not possible. So for call option, higher strike price. For put option, lower strike price has to be considered. So long call and long put, long OTM call and long OTM put in 1:1 ratio. In 1:1 ratio, for the same maturity, we cannot equalize the strike price, but maturity will be same. So this is what we try to do. So other way around, long straddle, we can also say that long call and long put in 1:1 ratio same maturity where call strike is more than put strike. Generally, most appropriate explanation is the second one, out of the money. You clearly specify out of the money so that you are understanding you want to minimize the cost. Is it okay to everyone up to this extent, how this strategy is designed? Any questions?
No, ma'am. Clear.
Now spot price on maturity. We will look at spot price on maturity. If you see spot price on maturity, now first let us start with long call. What is the payoff for long call? What is the payoff for long call? Long means we should blindly understand that is gross position. Sorry, maximum. Long means simply maximum. There is no way that we need to rethink about it. Short means min, long means max. Because long may we have a right, short may we have an obligation. So maximum payoff is possible. Maximum payoff means gross payoff will be always positive or zero. It cannot be negative. So maximum. Now you tell me spot price on maturity minus K, comma 0. So how is the payoff now? Maximum of how much payoff do we get here in first case? How do we get it? How do we decide payoff? Spot price on maturity is how much?
16,000.
16,000 minus strike price is
17,550.
17,550, comma 0. So 17,550, comma 0. So for second price also, how much will be the payoff? Payoff will be
0.
0. Up to which extent it is 0? It is 0 till
17,550.
17,550, it is 0. After that, from then onwards, it is positive. What is the logic behind? The asset worth 17,600. What is your role here? Long call position, your role is what? Right to?
Aye.
So at what price you are buying?
17,550.
550. But what is the price of the asset in the market?
600.
So you are able to buy at lower price than warranted. So because of
Better.
that, it is positive payoff. Now let us go back to long put position. What is the payoff for long? As I told you, long means blindly max. So for call option, whenever it is ST, for minus K, for put option, what it would be? As simple as
K minus 60.
K
K
minus
minus
K
60.
or 0. So you tell me what is the payoff in first case?
6,000, 16,000 minus 17,000.
K. How much is K here? K is
17,450.
17,450 minus
Minus 16,000.
0. So 17,450 minus 16,000 0. It is 740. So what is our interpretation here? What is your role as the put option buyer? Right to sell. Right to sell. So what do we understand from this? Why are we getting positive pay of 1450? You are able to sell this particular asset at what price? As per the
7,450.
but actual price of that asset in the market is only
16,000.
so are you able to sell at a better price? Yes. As a result, you are getting 1450. So what is gross payoff here? Summation of these two. So net payoff is gross payoff minus cost of strategy. Gross payoff minus cost of strategy. That is net payoff. So if you carefully look at the payoff table, I just further extend it so that Now, if you see, look at the payoff, let us try to put it in the form of a diagram so that we can do interpretation in a better way. So what I'm taking is, once again, on x-axis, I'm taking spot price and maturity. This strategy is long triangle strategy. We call it as long triangle. On x-axis, I'm taking spot price and maturity. On y-axis, I'm taking
Net payoff.
net payoff. Here the problem is we have taken higher price range, so the basket is not clearly visible. It is not as sharp as, I'll just change this, you will get it. Yeah. If you say here, little bit here, otherwise I can reduce the price range, maybe it can be visualized better. Now, if you look at this diagram, is it looking as sharp as V, or can you see some sort of basket thing? Some flat area below this. Here. Are you seeing any sharp V as you have seen here, or here can you see something like platform, like a basket?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it not looking like a basket here, little bit? That we try
Yes,
to interpret here.
Yes, ma'am.
That if you see here, let us say here, if I start from first point, what is our first point? What is our viewpoint? We already know that. What is our viewpoint? Huge volatility is expected, but no clarity about the direction. About the direction of movement, direction of market movement, and in addition to that, to reduce cost of strategy, initial cost of strategy is another important objective that I have. Now, what is my maximum gain in this case? Is there any limit for the gain, either upside or downside?
No, ma'am.
No.
Unlimited profit.
Unlimited profit. When do you get this unlimited profit? When the market moves significantly in either direction. Right? So now we see maximum loss. Let us try to understand maximum loss. Now you see where is our maximum loss here? Where is our maximum loss? Can you please check it carefully, see this and tell me what is your observation?
270.
Here 270. 270 is happening in what price range? This is what is. So at what price ranges you can see 270?
In the strike price of call option and put option.
Both these strike prices, call strike and put strike. I know this
Yes,
is
ma'am.
call strike. This is put strike. So as long as you are between both these strike prices, you are exposed to maximum loss. Am I correct? Now let us go back to long straddle. In long straddle, your maximum loss point is what? Is it only single price point or is it range of prices? Your maximum loss is happening only at one price point, or is it happening for a range of prices?
One price.
One price point. That is where we have seen sharp V here. But in case of long triangle, what is happening? It is not limited to a single price point. It is happening for a range of prices. What is that range of price? Between call strike and put strike. So when it is happening, that is where we can see a shape like this, like a basket, like a platform on the bottom, because that maximum loss is for a range of prices. Those range of prices are nothing but both the strike prices. Okay, so that is what we have seen. So this maximum loss, whenever it is happening, now you try to understand. If you look at maximum loss point of view, do you feel that long straddle is better or long triangle is better? Long straddle and long triangle, which is better if you see from the maximum point, last point of view?
Long triangle.
Long triangle is better.
Long triangle apparently looks better, but if you have to come out of that maximum loss is how much actually? 270. 270 is equivalent to what? Our initial cost. Am I correct? So first, maximum loss is limited to strategy. And when does this maximum loss happens? It occurs when spot price on maturity is between the range of both call strike and put strike. Is it okay? It means to say, what is your another interpretation here? If what is the very purpose of designing this strategy? You have expected use volatility. But if volatility doesn't happen, if the price moves between these two strike prices, then what will happen? You are exposed to maximum loss. So it happens when the spot price on maturity is between the range of both the strike prices. In other words, if the market is range bound between both the strikes, it means there is no movement in the market. Under such cases, you are exposed to maximum loss. And this maximum loss is for a range of prices, that is both strike prices, unlike long straddle, where maximum loss is limited to single price point. So that is the very difference that we need to see. Now, if you have to come out of maximum loss zone, then you require huge amount of, I should say that price movement for you to come out of it. And another important thing we see here is that you look at what is the break-even point here. Lower break-even point.
Excuse me, ma'am. Please explain the maximum gain point for long straddle.
Long straddle. Straddle.
Long straddle,
Straddle or strangle?
which we are discussing right now.
Strangle.
Strangle, madam. Strangle.
Maximum gain you see whenever the price is significantly down to 16,050, even below that. Are you into profit zone or loss zone?
Please repeat the question, ma'am.
When prices come down significantly, currently price is somewhere around 17,500 level. It came down significantly to 16,250 or 16,300. What is your net payoff? Is it profitable zone or not loss zone?
Loss.
16,050 is the market price. Say for example, on 30th September, market price happens to be 16,250. Then what is your profit? 930. You look at the net payoff that I'm highlighting here.
Yes, ma'am.
When 16,250 is the price, what is your profit? 930.
930.
If it is 16,300, 880, it means to say same thing if you observe in this diagram. If you move towards the left of the x-axis, what does it mean? If you move towards the left of the x-axis, it means to say prices are in downtrend. When prices are in downtrend, are you above the x-axis or below the x-axis?
Above x-axis.
We are above x-axis. What does it mean? We are in profitable zone. We are in profitable zone. But if you see at the same time, I hope, is it clear, ma'am, or any question?
Okay, ma'am.
Is it clear when you are, if you are looking at this diagram from 17,500, if you move leftward, what does it mean? Spot price on maturity is less. It means we are into bearish trend. When the market is in bearish trend, are we getting profits or losses? That is what we need to say. Whenever our line is above the x-axis, it means to say we have profits. So if 16,250 means our profit is 930. But at the same time, if you see when the market moves above this lane, around somewhere, let us take another point here. If the market is somewhere around 18,400, what is our profit here? Net profit is how much? When the market is around
580.
580. When it is 580, are we in above x-axis or below x-axis? Here, we are above x-axis. It means
Above.
then also we are into profit zone. It means to say, is there any limit if the price goes down below 16,250? What will be our profit? If it goes down below 16,250, say below 16,200, what is our profit here? 980. It means to say the lower the price decline, the better the price decline, the more the profit that we enjoy. Similarly, when the market goes up significantly upward, 18,800, what is our profit here? 980. It means to say when the market exhibits huge volatility in either direction, it significantly goes down or it significantly goes up. In any direction, are we into profit zone or not? We are into
Yes,
profit.
ma'am.
So is there any limit to that profit? No, there is no limit. If the price becomes 1 lakh rupees, your profit will go accordingly, which may not be practical, but there is no limit. That is where
Clear, ma'am.
maximum loss is unlimited. Now come
Thank
to
you, ma'am.
maximum loss. I hope maximum loss is clear to everyone. Now we will see
Yes.
lower BEP. Lower BEP means where is it happening? Yeah, how much will be the price at lower BEP? Can you think and tell me?
17,450.
17,000. 180. How do we get this 17,180? Can you think of it? What is the strike price of put option? Put strike is how much?
17,450.
17,450. Say, if you, what is the cost of strategy?
270.
270.
Strike and cost of strategy. So what is the difference between those two? Put strike is 17,450. Cost of strategy is 270. The difference between those two is 17,180. 17,180. Am I clear?
Right. Yeah.
So what is understood from here? Lower break-even point is nothing but put strike minus cost of strategy. Now what is upper BEP here? Now upper break-even point, you just look at where is upper break-even point? Here. Now can you think of what is it? What is the strike price here? 17,820. So it means to say how much is, what is the call strike? Call strike is
17,550.
and cost of strategy is
270, ma'am.
70.
so summation of those two is 17,000.
820, ma'am.
820. I know 17,820. So upper BEP, what do we write? Upper BEP is call strike.
Plus cost of strike.
Now by
Plus
looking at
Cost of strategy.
cost of strategy, by looking at these two, what is your interpretation? Now we, as a trader in the market, if you are a trader in the market, you need to do quick calculations of how this strategy works. Now you look at, this is what is loss range for us. This lower BEP to upper BEP, this is what is loss range for us. And in between maximum loss range is what? Maximum loss range is this. Wherever market price is between both the strike prices. Whenever market price is between both the strike prices, that is maximum. This one. Now, what is your interpretation? As a trader, what do you interpret from here? Will this strategy work if price on maturity is plus or minus both the strike prices? Because put strike minus cost is lower break-even point, call strike plus cost is upper break-even point. If price is between these two levels, are you benefiting from this strategy? You are not benefiting from the strategy. First point is that. Now, another important thing is that, just give me 17,000. Are you benefiting from this strategy? No. So, under such cases, what we need to understand, what is your first interpretation now? First interpretation is whether we need to look at long straddle and long strangle. It all depends on our ability, our viewpoint. First thing is that long straddle strategy compared to long strangle requires huge volatility in the market prices because it requires plus or minus lower break-even point and upper break-even point. So from lower break-even point, it should go down by cost of this strategy. From upper break-even point, it should go up by cost of this strategy so that you will be into profit zone. So huge volatility is required in case of long straddle compared to long strangle. Otherwise, long strangle may not be that profitable. Why? Because you have taken position at two different strike prices. You have not taken position at the single strike price. When we have taken position at two different strike prices, your maximum loss is also for a range of prices. It's not for a single price point. If you look at these 2 points, we should understand that long strangle requires more volatility in the prices to be profitable compared to long strangle. So that is one point we need to see. So from this, what is our understanding here? Long strangle requires huge movements in the prices to be profitable. The strategy has to be profitable. It requires huge price movements compared to long straddle. Because why? Because we have taken position different strike prices, not a single strike price. When we have taken position at different strike prices, it takes time. I mean to say it requires huge movements to break even and to get into profit zone. That is one thing we need to see. And another thing is that once again, similar to long straddle, can I say is it also market neutral strategy? Can I say it is a market neutral strategy similar to long straddle? Are you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yes, market neutral.
Because when the market is in significantly uptrend as well as downtrend, you are into profit zone. So because of that reason, this strategy is also called market neutral strategy. It doesn't matter for us whether the market goes up or goes down. In both the cases, we are bindas, we are peaceful, and we can spend peaceful sleep. So it means to say it is market neutral strategy. This is what is how long strangle is different from long strangle. That is one thing that I want you to be clear. And second thing, if you are clear with this, we will do another strategy within the next 10 minutes. Are you clear about this strategy or any questions? Any questions in this?
Clear.
Yes. Now, I have given another option to you that again. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, ma'am, it requires huge movement if you compare a long straddle with a long strangle due to the same price and different price, as I think. In the long straddle.
Okay.
In the long straddle, the price is same.
Price is same in the sense?
Price is same in the sense regarding long call and long put. Price is same.
Oh, no, sir. Actually, yesterday, whatever long straddle I have shown you, it was dependent on yesterday's afternoon prices. because we had a session in the afternoon. So at that point of time, whatever prices were there, that I have taken. At that point of time, the 17,450 is near the option, near the money option. So it was costing call 160, put 150. But whatever prices I have taken now, by that time, this 17,450 has become in the money for call. So because of that, today price, whenever I have taken, maybe I have taken today at yesterday's 330 prices. As a result, there is some minor deviation in the strike prices. Otherwise, the 17,450 was in the money for yesterday, but it is out of the money for call today because the prices have changed from afternoon to evening. Because of that reason, it may be based on these prices, we cannot compare. But if you want me to give the prices exactly to measure, I can give you another price range. Maybe I can share Excel sheet with you so that you can have a glance. I hope you are clear, sir, because the prices that I have taken now are based on yesterday at 330 prices. Whatever I have shown yesterday afternoon in the class was yesterday around at 11 o'clock price. So that is where 7,450, please don't compare with the 17,450 because yesterday it was near the money for both call and put. Today it is out of the money for put and in the money for the call. That is the problem. Is it clear, sir? Any question?
Yeah.
Hello.
Ma'am, clear.
Next strategy is, now my question is, if I'm expecting range bound market, and also I want to enjoy the profitability of my trade. Profitability of trade means, here I mean to say, I want to enjoy my maximum gain quite for some time for a range of prices. I want to enjoy maximum profit for a range of prices. Under such cases, which strategy do you suggest to me?
Short strangle.
You will suggest to me short strangle. Short strangle means if I go by the same prices. Can you please tell me what is short strangle? If I go by the same prices, long call,
Short call and short put.
short call at 17,550, short put at 17,450. If I take both the prices, now I'll just take this information into some other Excel sheet. So short call, short put. So this I'm calling it as short strangle. How do you define short strangle now? Short OTM call, short OTM put in 1:1 ratio for same maturity, because you know strike prices are different. So what is
Excuse me, ma'am. So, ma'am, I want to ask whether the calls will be out of the money or in the money.
Which one, sir?
In the short strangle strategy, either we should take in the money call option or put out of the money call.
Out of the money only, sir. But the thing is that in long call, long strangle, whatever you have taken, instead of that you take short positions, but both are generally out of the money.
Ma'am, if we take in the money call option and in the money put option, then the premium will be on the higher side. We can gain more.
But you are only saying in the money. When it is in the money, what are the chances of being exercised by your counterparty? Your counterparty is buyer, hai na?
Yes, ma'am.
He is long position holder. Long call and long put is your counterparty. If you go for in the money, you may get more premium, but there are higher chances that he will exercise. If he exercises, will he exercise when things are favorable to you or unfavorable to you? He will exercise when things are favorable to him and unfavorable to you. So you will lose your premium. Whatever premium you will get more premium that you are likely to lose. So
Okay, ma'am.
out of the money option, say simple example, I'll take you to NSE website. You will get more clarity on this. See, for example, if I go for short position at 18,100, let us say, if I go for short position at 18,200, you tell me 18,000 rupees. How much premium do I get? 24. I know 24. So you tell me what are the chances, but if instead of going at 18,000, if I go at say 17,700, I'll get 84. Now you tell me I'm getting more premium at 17,700, but which option is more likely to be exercised when the current market price is somewhere around 17,600 with the next 15 days, that is by September 30th, the higher chances are there for the price to reach to which level? 17,700 is 18,000.
17,700.
So when it reaches 17,700, is your counterparty going to exercise it or not?
Excessive.
If he exercises, are you losing this premium or not? I know, but 18,000 means that it is less likely that he will exercise. So it is not, it may not be around 80% of the chances are there that the market may not reach 18,000 by 30th of September. So out of the money options, even if premium is less for the seller, they are less likely to be exercised. So because of that, we go for out of the money only. Premium, that we will discuss when we do payoff tomorrow. Maybe Saturday we have another session. We will discuss payoff. Then we have more understanding that in case of out of the money options, there are high chances that buyer will not exercise options. Hence, seller can retain his premium. That is what we are going to, we will do whenever we do analysis for short straddle, then we will understand it in a better way. So first I have another 3 minutes time. Meanwhile, what I'll do is we will do the payoff and we do the interpretation in the next class. If I take spot price on maturity, now you tell me, I'm taking the same price range what I have taken here so that we can do quickly. Now you see here, what is short call position payoff? Whenever I say short, simple logic, is it min or max? Short means
Minimum.
obligation. Obligation means what? Min or max?
Minimum.
Minimum. So short call means minimum of K minus ST or 0. Short put means, once again,
Minimum of ST minus K.
minimum of ST minus K comma 0. So here you tell me what will be the payoff in first case. Minimum of
K
K
17,550.
minus 16,000 0. You tell me payoff is what? What will be the payoff? Will your counterparty exercise this option? Will he exercise this option? Will he exercise the option? When spot price is less than strike price, will he exercise the option?
No.
Will not exercise the option.
No.
So as a result, what will happen? 0. Till what extent it is 0? 17,000.
550.
Now at
No,
70,000.
ma'am.
Yes, 1 minute. I have forgotten to. D3.
$550.
Now you come here. It should be come here. Let us take 17,600. What is your role here? Short call means your role is what? Obligation to
Buy.
short position. Obligation to
Sell.
sell. Then you have obligation to sell. What are you doing? How do you interpret this payoff here? At here strike price is 17,550. So you look at the price of 17,600. So what is your role here? You have an obligation to sell at what price? 17,550. But the same price is available in the market at what range? So are
17,600.
you ending up selling at lower price?
Yes.
So as a result, you have negative payoff. Okay, so similarly for look put option also we see the interpretation, and we will do next thing in the next class. Minimum of ST minus K, comma 0. So now you see here, it is 1200. Can you do the interpretation? What is your role here? Short means obligation to
Bye.
buy at what price? 17,450. But the same asset is in the market at what price? 16,000. Are you ending up paying more amount? As a result, what is happening? You are incurring losses. Okay. So this is what is for short call and short put. Rest of the things will, sorry, in fact, I have session at 10:55. So rest of the things we will discuss in the next class. Maybe we will meet on Saturday again. Then we will discuss. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
ma'am.
So thank you all. I'm just leaving.
Yeah, thank you, madam. Yeah, okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
And we'll have the next session at 11:30. Okay. So I think we'll have a break for 40 minutes, and we'll have the next session starting at 11:30. You can join at 11:30. I'm not closing the meeting. I'm putting the meeting on hold. If you want, you can log out by 11:30. Thank you.